But now, to the courts, where freedom of the media is rightly limited by the need to get your facts right.
The former Liberal member for Indi, Sophie Mirabella, has won a defamation trial against a regional northeast Victorian newspaper. Mrs Mirabella sued the Benalla Ensign newspaper after it published an article saying she'd publicly pushed her political opponent on the 2016 election campaign trail.
2 years ago, Benalla's hometown paper ran a bitchy 120-word story claiming that Sophie Mirabella had pushed her arch-political rival, Cathy McGowan, out of a photo opportunity at an aged care home. It ran under this headline online:
"Out of my way!"
and a little more sedately in the paper:
"Awkward encounter."
But the story in both versions, by Ensign editor Libby Price, reported that Mirabella objected to McGowan having her photo taken with Ken Wyatt, then the aged care minister, and claimed
Mrs Mirabella very publicly pushed Ms McGowan out of the way to obstruct the photo being taken.
Benalla is a small Victorian town of about 10,000 residents, and the paper's readership is around 3,000. But with a bitter fight looming at the polls, the supposed stoush made headlines around the country. Many of those ran with Mirabella's denial that the push took place. But the local paper did not, and had not even contacted her. And when Mirabella's office called the Ensign to demand a correction, she did not get one or an apology. However, 6 months later, after Mirabella was soundly beaten in the election by McGowan, the Ensign did say sorry and sensationally admitted the push had never happened.
There was no physical contact that occurred at the time, and Miss McGowan was not pushed. We take this opportunity to clarify that this reference was a mistake.
Mirabella then sued the paper and its editor. And bizarrely, having admitted its story was false, the Ensign chose to fight. Mirabella's barrister, Georgina Schoff, told the court last week,
"One of the strange things about this case is that there is no dispute that the defendants got this wrong."
When McGowan took the stand, she too was forced to admit the push never happened. So, why had she never corrected the story? Well, she told the court she had seen Mirabella move against
aged care minister Ken Wyatt to prevent him taking a photo with her. Thus, in her estimation, the substance of the story was true.
Then followed a bizarre exchange between McGowan and Mirabella's barrister over whether the paper's reporting was accurate.
Part of it was true. The noun of the sentence was false. The push was false. The push was true, it just wasn't me that was pushed.
Right, okay. Is it true when it says Mrs Mirabella very publicly pushed Ms McGowan out of the way?
It is true when it says... I can't speak on behalf of the journalist. I'm sorry, I can't do that.
No, well, you're not being asked to.
In the wash-up, there are a number of lessons for journalists. 1, don't get the story wrong. 2, don't publish an allegation without seeking a response. 3, don't refuse to correct the record if you make a mistake. And 4, don't try to defend it in court if you've already admitted it is false. Because you'll lose and face headlines like this.
Sophie Mirabella wants big payout in defamation court case to heal her hurt and distress.
Mirabella is seeking around $400,000 in damages. She may not get it, but for a small outfit like the Benalla Ensign, that sort of payment could be disastrous.